Hello everybody, this is Pat Walker, Mission Winners, doing a video for all the people out there on the ETFs. Leading groups produce leading stocks, and leading stocks produce leading groups. So what do? Look at the leading ETFs. Look at the ones that are really languishing. Look at the ones that are starting to improve. That's where money's going. Isn't that where you want to go? Yes. Here's biotechnology. It's lifting up a little bit. Resistance. This is the 50-day moving average line. There is resistance on this. Did rally, but again, can it get through the 50-day? That's important. Also notice it has lower lows and lower highs. So just things to be aware of. Not being bearish, just reporting what is. There we go. Cloud confusion, right? Picking up here a little bit. Good volume on Friday. Look at that. This was a leading group a while ago. Still has lower lows and lower highs. Resistance at the 50-day. It needs to get through the 50-day. That's important. And it needs to do it with really good volume. So, but it showed some life here. So we'll see what happens. By the way, what's nice about this? It shows that technology is starting to pick up again. Like to see that. Electric vehicles, it's pretty languishing right here. Nothing tremendous there, okay, at this point in time. Dow Jones Internet picking up, but it's got lower lows and lower highs. Still below the 50-day, kind of languishing. That's not so good. Here's the IBD 50, and it was up here, but not that much. I mean, and what does that tell us? The index are the leading stocks, and IBD 50 is a good list, okay? But right now, there's not a lot of power in it. There we go. And that is not a criticism. No way. It's just pointing out what is. It's analogous to saying it's raining outside. That's not a criticism. It just is what it is. Eventually, it will turn. There you go. By the way, the IBD 50, yeah, it's a great list of stocks. Just, got to watch them and see what happens. Gold miners lagging, lower lows, nothing special. This is why I do this. In 1 second, what information do you have that most people don't? Stay away from the gold miners. There you go. That's power. A lot of people say, what should I look for? That's wonderful. Another way to do it, though, is flip the coin, things to stay away from. And that's power, too. Gold languishing, nothing special. I mean, the market had a big day on Friday, right? Gold dropped, nothing there. Biotech, another biotech ETF picked up. Pushed through the 50-day, and it picked up on pretty good volume. So we'll watch this. So now we have two different biotech ETFs. Here we go. Here's BBH, picking up a little bit. And then here's IBB, picking up a little bit. I'm not saying, oh, let's go crazy on biotech, but it is starting to improve a little bit, and that's a plus. Online retail, still lagging pretty bad here, team. There's nothing really special with this, okay? Oil and gas, look at this. Big lift in the market on Friday, right? And this thing closes near the lows on a pickup in volume. This is why we do this. In 1 second, you look at this and say, I should probably stay away from oil and gas exploration. That's power. It's not just, let's look at everything. No, let's look at the best candidates. And this helps guide us in that area. North American technology starting to pick up a little bit here. Push through the 50-day on good volume. That's a plus to see, all right? And we've seen some of the MAXLIST stocks acting pretty good too. Medicine still lagging. Picked up a little bit, but it's still lagging. That's nothing really great. Mid-cap, we just saw some different ETFs that had big pops. This was up, but not on heavy volume. There's nothing special. What does that say? Be careful with the mid-cap stocks. Home construction's lagging, nothing really special here. Stay away from them. S&P growth, not that much power right there. See this? Not that much power. Be cautious. IWM, we saw a huge lift in some big-name stocks like Google, Tesla, etc. Small caps, what did this do? It underperformed. What does that say? Be careful with small cap stocks. Key on other areas. Focus on other areas. That's power. Airline stocks, there's no real power here. Regional bankings, we saw a huge jump in the markets. This thing closes down on Friday on a pick in volume. What does that say? It's not only a case of, hey, things to look for, but it's also a case of things to stay away. Regional banks, avoid them. Mid-cap, not that much power here, folks. I mean, really, look at this. Just remember this, okay? Not a lot of power. Didn't even take out the highs from last week. Remember that. Oil services, what does this tell you? This was, by the way, we made a lot of money in the energy stocks, but now look at it. What's it tell us? Stay away. Stay away from oil services, energy. That's good information. Narrows down our focus. Oil lagging, closes down, nothing to do with it. Online retail picking up a little bit, but it needs to get above a 58, okay? So you got to watch it. It is improving a little bit. That's a plus. Infrastructure closes down on Friday. What does that say? I guess I'm not going to do this. I want you to look at this. This closed down on Friday. Get ready. PPH, this had a decent thing. Pharmaceuticals picking up a little bit, pushing through the 50-day. Volume wasn't heavy, but it showed some power. QID dropped. This is the inverse of QLD. And here we go. Here's QLD. This is why I did this. This is QLD, and look what it did here. Push through. Volume wasn't that heavy, but it pushed through the 21-day, starting to pick up a little bit. I'm not saying go crazy with the NASDAQ 100 stocks, but it does show some improvement right here. Here's QLD, NASDAQ 100. Here's the mid caps. They were okay too, all right? Here's, you ready? Here's oil services. There's no real power. What does that tell you? That helps guide us in areas to look for. Here's small cap. Okay, here's small cap. Barely took out the highs for the week, right? Here's the NASDAQ 100. Oh, really strong. Closed near the highs, at the highs for the week. What does that say? Stick with the big name stocks. The small caps are lagging. There you go. Same thing's true with, there you go, QQQ, NASDAQ 100 not leveraged, okay? Retail's picking up a little bit, but nothing really special. The inverse, the market strengthens and the inverse ETF drops. Cloud computing's up a little bit, but not a lot of power right there. It's silver. What does this say? Stay away from silver stocks. Done. Steel stocks lagging. Stay away from steel stocks. Semiconductors picking up a little bit, but not a lot of power here, okay? Be careful of that. Spiders, look at that. I just showed you a bunch of ETFs, and you look at the spider. Wow, that did pretty good. It's starting to pick up. There you go, on a pickup in volume. SSO, lifted off on a pickup in volume. Can this push through the 50-day? We'll see. Solar, yeah, it's doing okay. Doing all right, nothing special. Small cap, TNA, another small cap ETF. Look at this, all right? You can say, well, it barely took out the highs from earlier in the week, and here is QLD. And it did take out the highs from last week. That's why we do this. It says, I can start looking at the big NASDAQ stocks, but the smaller ones, they're not doing much. That's power. And it's things to remember. So here we go. There's TNA, picking up a little bit. Small cap, not really great. Uranium, stay away from uranium. And also stay away from uranium, because from the Geiger counters could, you don't want to get hurt with the radioactivity. Okay, here we go, just kidding. Oil, another oil ETF, stay away from oil. Aerospace and defense, picking up a little bit, but still below the 20. And look at no volume. There was no power there. Okay. Biotech, here's another biotech ETF. Okay, so watch this. Here's BBH picking up. Here is XBI picking up, pushing through the 50-day. What does that say? Oh, maybe we should look at some biotech. There we go. Home building, it's lagging, folks. There's no power here. There's no real, zip with this, is there? Continue onward. Spiders, push through the 8, push through the 21-day on a slight pickup in volume. Okay, there we go. S&P 500. We can live with that. Hold on a second. We're going to lose our space here. SSO, as we cited. Solar lagging. Lost my spot, but there's small cap we discussed. Uranium, stay away from. I'm sorry, I was bopping through the MAXLIST, just showing something. Oil, another oil ETF, nothing. Aerospace and defense, it's picking up a little bit, but not enough power, and no volume. Biotech, another biotech, that's where we stopped before. Home building picking it up, but it's pretty lagging here, folks. Be careful with that. What does this tell us? Materials, yeah, it had a good day Friday. It's just pushing up to the 8th day. This is not leadership, okay? So what does it say? Stay away from the material stocks. Energy, another energy ETF. What does this say? Stay away from energy. Financials, not a lot of power there. Picked up a little bit, but note the lack of volume. See, this is what we do in Mission Winners. We look at the chart and we combine price action with volume action. All right? Volume means, up volume means other people see what we see and they are buying. And isn't that what you want? That's confirmation. We don't want to buy something that's going up and know that there's no volume. There's no power there. Volume is power. And industrial's up, but not a lot of power there. Technology picking up a little bit. Push through the 21. Got to still be careful with that. Consumer staples is lagging. Utilities up to the 200-day, but man, it got spanked pretty hard. Not a lot to do with it. Healthcare picking up a little bit. Nice volume pickup, possible healthcare related. Consumer discretionary picking up a little bit. The moral of the story is metals and mining lagging, leave them alone. Oil, another oil ETF. What's this say? This, you can say, oh, that's a green bar. It gapped up, it ran up, it closed below where it opened. That's not good. So it tells you what? Stay away from energy. That's power. Retail picking up a little bit, but overall been lagging. Software starting to pick up a little bit. This was really great a while ago. I mean, look at this. This was a thing of beauty. We were wrapped up on all kinds of software, but right now there's not a lot of stuff going on.
Did you know that Mission Winners is more than just a YouTube channel? We have a full-fledged VIP membership site with live chart analysis, live question and answer sessions, live buy and sell alerts, VIP-only Twitter, VIP-only Discord, and thousands of archived educational videos. So if you're ready to begin mastering the charts, head over to missionwinners.com and join us today.
And the MAXLIST. What's going on with the MAXLIST? There's Apple. It's picking up some, it's pushing through the 21-day. That's a plus. I'm not saying buy it, but at least it's starting to show some power. That's good for the markets. Okay, it's Apple and a slight volume pickup. Good. Here's Amazon, further through the 21-day. See this? I'm going to do a compare and contrast for you. Here's Apple pushing through the 21-day. Here's Amazon pushing a little stronger through the 21-day. And what are we involved with? Amazon. That's one of them. Okay, and you can see why. Here's BABA. It's lifting, but it's below the 200. A lot of gapping here, not a lot of power. Same thing's true with BIDU. Got to be careful with that. Here's Google. Look at this. This is a setup that we have used for years. It's called the higher low setup. And folks, this is conceptually simple. It's easy to understand. Also, it's easy to apply. This low is higher than this low. That's it. It's nothing fancy. It starts to pick up. Volume's decent. It goes sideways. We're starting to pick up some here on that higher low, on that trigger right here. All right. Then it goes sideways. Watch this. It's going sideways. Simple tops. Nothing fancy. We go, if it takes out that white line, I guess we could buy some more. And it does. And look at the volume pickup. So you buy more. We're in good shape with it. That's real-time, darn near real-time analysis. That's what we look for. And again, basing here, this is a higher low setup. I want to show you again. This low is higher than this low. It's what we look for. And it lifts off, picks up through here, and we buy some. Goes sideways, pushes through on a volume pickup, and we buy more. There you go. That simple. It's not fancy, all right? Why is it important to do simpler things? Because it increases the potential other people see what we see, which increases the potential they will buy also. And isn't that what we want? And how is that measured? By price action combined with volume action. They bought more through that line. Look at the volume pickup. There we go. Here's Goldman Sachs. Compare and contrast. It's picking up, but man, there's a ton, but way below the 200-day. Just little tougher here, okay? Not as good. MasterCard, yeah, it's picking up, but it's been really lagging, but way below the 200-day. Left it alone. Meta, which is the old Facebook, there's not a lot of power here, folks, okay? Microsoft started to push through the 21-day, and it followed through. Resistance at the 50-day. Now, what does this tell us? This is a big name stock. Maybe it's going to keep going through the 50-day. That's a plus. That's a plus. You can say, well, Pat, why didn't you buy this? I'm going to do a compare and contrast for you. I want you to look at this low and this low. It had a lower low. See this? This low is lower than this low. Here's Google. This low is higher than this low. That's why we're involved with Google and we're not involved with Microsoft. It's that simple. It works to our advantage. Netflix, that's not so good, folks. All right, I mean, this is really, been a tough stock. I'd stay away from it for right now. There's NVDA picking up, had a higher low here, okay, and it started to pick up on Friday, just pointing it out to you that you can see that. Volume was about the same, resistance at the 21-day. Here, though, this is a lower low. This low is lower than this low, okay? So you have to watch that. You can say, gosh, higher low, I kind of get it, Pat. Well, this was a higher low here. This low was higher than this low, and it was bought here, all right? And look at the volume coming in. Look at the volume on that bar, folks. People saw what we see. I'll slide this over so you can see it. And say, oh, yeah, there's a higher low there. Volume was pretty good on that bar. Gosh, I guess you could buy some. Yeah, and then they bought more. And there you go. Isn't that neat? I love that. It was forming a cup and a handle, but then it fell again. All right? Higher low setup. How's this one? This low was higher than this one, right? We bought this here a couple of times. And there's the run. That simple. It works. Let's continue onwards. Squares picking up a little bit or block. Nothing really special there. Tesla. How is this? I'll make this bigger for you. Oh, you know, I see that low there. Oh, gee whiz. This low is a little higher than this low. ILB. Then it has a quiet inside bar, and I'll drag this over so you can see it. It's like, okay, this low is higher than this low. Quiet inside bar. I guess if it takes out these highs with volume, that could be a buy. I see that higher low. Oh, gee whiz. I guess other people saw what we saw. Yes. And we were buying. This was on the key list. Look at the volume pickup. There you go. The down bar on less volume. Pulls back just a little bit. Starts to pick up. You see these tops across here? We said, gosh, I guess if it takes that out, that'd be pretty constructive. Okay, just a quiet day there. On this bar, this was Friday. So what are we looking at? I've already drawn a line. So here's my gift. If it takes out that line, that could be a buy. It could be an add-on also for us. All right, just pointing it out. Now, I just want to share this with you. What are you going to look for if this triggers? You want to see volume coming into the stock. I'm giving this as a gift. You want to see volume coming into the stock on a 10-minute chart or 30-minute chart, and you want to see the market acting okay also. Here's the daily, all right? And now I'm going to make you smile. Here's the daily. Here's the 30-minute chart. Look at that volume. That ain't Aunt B buying. Here's the 10-minute chart. And that ain't Uncle Ernie buying either. See that? These are the things we do at Mission Winners. This is what we look at. And it works. Price and volume, nothing fancy. So let's continue onwards. Let's see what we have here. Twitter. Well, the tweets just ain't cutting it, folks. All right? There's just not a lot going on with Twitter. This has been good to us before, but there's nothing really happening here. And then we've got Visa picking also up a little bit, and that's good to see. Had a lower low, though. Okay? Yeah, and it's lifted, but we stack the deck in our favor as best as possible, and it works.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.